comfortable there.
Okay.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. This
Hello.
Hi. This is take one of Muse Broadcasting, bringing inspirations and insights to keep the positive energy flowing through this new paradigm we're experiencing. My name is Katsura, and right now this is my most recent project that is in part of the Elysian Dream that I'm part of, as well as a little bit of Earthlight Project, some other personal kind of stuff to give a little background information. I love dancing, creating jewelry, and having fun, enjoying life, nature as much as possible. Thank you. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Heather Rouge. Is my sound messed up? It kind of sounds like it.
Is it what?
Is my sound messed up? I have a feedback on my side anyway. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you fine. Yeah, there's a little bit of weird sounds that come through now and then through this Google Hangout. I don't know if we can even control it.
Okay. So I'm a muse. I've dedicated my life to inspiring people since 2004. And my main focus right now is sacred dance. I'm really interested in 5 rhythms dance, so I might be getting certified in that soon. I am certified in Reiki. I'm a level 3 Reiki practitioner, and I'm also a certified life coach. So that's what I work on right now.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
Yep. My name is Ayla, and haven't put together my bio yet. I am a dancer. I don't belong to any troops or anything. More different festivals I go to. I'm a known dancer down at the fire pit. I would say that I serve with the goddess, so that comes through a lot, the goddess energy. Let's see what else. I'm working with the new collaboration of the Earthlight Elysian Souls idea, getting that back together and up and running, and getting all these wonderful circles of people connected. You know, I've been watching for many years, and it's a beautiful thing. I would say that I'm a muse in many ways, and always love the sister muses that I'm here with now. Going to kind of play this all by ear.
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That's a good point. This is first take in kind of starting to understand, well, the gang hangouts and how to best share. One of the things I guess we were talking about a little bit earlier was the aspect in this is something that is very free-flowing. We haven't pre-scripted anything, so it's very impromptu. As thoughts and ideas are coming to us, we are going to be trying to express openly and comfortably. And sometimes we may not agree with things, and that's okay. It's good to have differences, but not be divided by them. Instead of appreciate them and see the similarities in us more than anything else. So, go ahead and I guess we'll begin with a little bit about Muse and what Muse means to us, an inspiration. And Heather, I know you've been a Muse for quite a while and have a lot of knowledge back here. I was wondering if maybe you could start off with what Muse is to you.
Yeah, of course. So I first began trying to understand what inspiration was, what the substance of inspiration was, and it required me to dive deeply into emotion, because when I sense that I'm inspired, or when I see other people inspired, I know it has a lot to do with emotion. So what I've come up with as a definition for myself, inspiration is a combination of emotions, which is love, joy, and vitality. And when all three of those are in unison, I feel inspired. I also feel those emotions coming from other people as an empath when I see that they're inspired. And maybe they don't experience it in the same way. To them, the experience might not be love, joy, and vitality. It might be a few other emotions in there. I haven't really opened up the conversation yet, so I'm really glad that you're doing that now. So I'm curious to know what you all think that, or how you feel inspiration is, or what the definition is for you.
Totally.
Oh, that's a nice question. And probably a very good basis of what we're doing here. And I'd like to just kind of reiterate for a moment what Katsura had just said about, her and I had discussed it earlier, that, you know, we're looking for a platform of as many goddesses, women, that would like to come on and share. And many of us will see things from a different perspective, and that is absolutely necessary, and that we can actually, you know, present in such a way where even if we see things completely differently, we're showing two sides of a coin, and the great beauty in that there doesn't have to be, oh, well, this is better than that. You know, that's not even true, because everything has its place. So
Yeah.
I want to put that out there, that you know, nobody should be like, that would want to join and share with us and everybody who's watching. There is no right or wrong in this type of Muse broadcasting. So for me, I like what you presented, Heather. For me, inspiration comes in so many ways, and I too, being an empath, when that really like meaty inspiration comes. Oh, we've got Elise. Is it? Hello. Elise, you're probably on auto mute, and up on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a little microphone that you might have to unmute. For some reason, it mutes people when they first come on. Yeah, look for that little microphone up on the top right-hand side of the screen. So what I was saying while she's finding her unmute button is, as an empath, inspiration comes in so many ways. Literally from a leaf coming down, and then the poetry comes with it. You know, Facebook is such a wonderful medium connecting us together. I love seeing the posts of people, and you know, Heather, you know, obviously you and I have been on the internet together on different social formats, and the musing through the years and watching people change and grow and do this and then do that and then bring something back up is all really inspirational. Music, whether there's words or not, just sound is extremely inspirational. So I find my inspiration in a lot of places. So that's me, and I'm going to mute myself to keep the background noise down.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, very similar along those places for me as well. What I understand a little bit about Muse in general, from kind of a history of, started off with 9 goddesses, and each one had their individual way of sharing, I guess, what you would say an inspiration, whether it was music or dance or laughter. and many more. I can't think of them right now. But these muses, as they were there, would be able to help others to find something within themselves that maybe they didn't know before, and they would be able to share this and just have these great coming on of ideas and thoughts flowing. And so that's a big part of what I would like to do, even more so, as much as possible, is to share in that the the things that bring me happiness, the things that bring me that drive to want to do more, to extend out, that are energizing. I think a big part of the movement we're in right now is a big part of effectiveness needs to be energizing, enjoyable, and something that brings us a lot of life. And so with that inspiration, it's just anything that really, I guess maybe brings in different insights, can help to feel better, to drive that creative passion, to want to really create and do as much possible that's different. And kind of be with today, just do what we can, do anything we can to share in that was fun.
It looks like there's cameras going off.
Can you hear us, Elise? Oh, we can't hear you though. What about your computer microphone? Is the computer microphone on? And then, Ayla, I really liked what you were talking about in circles, in joining circles. This is also a big part of the need to, reminded me to share, which is really important. The circles right now, I got the idea for broadcasting through the What, which is done on Thursday nights, and on those nights it's a little bit more political. We definitely want to touch bases on that area, but offer a little bit through the politics and kind of the grind there, a little bit of uplifting nature, and I guess that the soft side and the enjoyable side, because it is enjoyable. Social change and creating a more harmonious way of living is definitely enjoyable, I would say. And the circles, creating circles, as many circles as we can. The more circles we have, then we can bring different ideas into them and represent whatever we would like possibly to be shared in other areas. And then it can be a way of just connecting even more as people. I think that's a big part of, I guess, inspiration as well, is that connecting, the feeling close with people and having not necessarily a place, but having that time in which to feel bonded and continue uniting, which is a big aspect there. So, yeah.
It is. There's so many people that don't have access to other groups of people. There's a lot of homebound people here in the United States, young and old. And this kind of format that we're doing, and the other, these Google Hangouts, they're new to me, but boy, are they life-giving. Yeah, it's the next best thing to being with people. I don't have a camera hooked up, but seeing you three is wonderful. Yeah.
I agree, and I agree with the idea of having circles that are focused on a certain topic or a certain type of person, because I think it's important for us to be able to support one another in accomplishing our goals. And if we are muses, then it's important for us to support one another in being a muse in the world, and to also learn how to be more powerful and to be more potent in what we offer to the world. So I'm really grateful that you've started this group.
Yeah, absolutely. Good points.
Yeah. Which, by the way, you were kind of a muse for me there as well, Heather, in the, all of you actually. You told me about Muse last year, and it really, it figure like, oh my goodness, I like that. That's something that needs to be carried out more, and then
Yeah.
started it. So that's way cool. And I think also a big part of this kind of goes hand in hand with like the movement, and I mean, kind of had an itinerary written out. And this is with the inspiration and muses and this movement that's taking place with society that I think has been built up for a long time. And through this movement, I think it's really important to remember that we are constantly in this. Like everything we do, all our thoughts have such a strong rippling effect, and it's so important through this to maintain the the high vibration of frequencies. Keep it going fast. Keep knowing. Keep that belief, and that just knowing in our hearts that we are working towards that growth, that greater growth, and becoming a more harmonious culture, caring more for one another and working together. And any opportunity we have to connect is so vital there, extremely vital. And yeah.
So do we think that as you know, this being our first gathering here, and as it forms and morphs and everything, that we might want to have like I've probably got a couple friends watching this now, or who's going to watch it later. Karen, Terry, Thalia. Hello.
Hello, by the
way. Yeah, that like if we have poetry, like if somebody's written a poem or maybe made a song, is this a format that they can pop on and share that? Do you think?
Yes.
I like the idea. I really think that there could be a block of time where that's common in every single broadcast that we have. Yeah. Yeah. Any of the arts, anything creative or expressive or something inspiring. Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Oh, I just realized as I'm watching myself, the picture there a friend drew. But yeah.
Great.
Totally. Yeah, and I mean it's just a small tidbit. It's just a little bit.
Oh, that's cute. I looking at the starfish, but I didn't know that was a drawing. Very nice.
Yeah. And I really like that. I think it would be great. Anyone who has anything to share musically, poetically, any creations, like, oh, this is absolutely one of the times to come on and be able to express as much as possible from the heart. Let it come out. Let it be free. Let it be open, and let us enjoy in the beauties. And if there are sorrows, let us take a little bit weight off. Let us experience it a little bit more together. It's okay to express, and it's okay to say what's on the mind, even if it's not always the happiest thing. I think the most important is to keep it as real and heartfelt and truest to our nature as we can. And it would be good to see all kinds of different poets and artists and hear what they're a little bit more and share and take that opportunity to. Definitely. I like that. Yeah. No, this is definitely open to sharing creative insights and yeah, keeping the feel good.
Hasura is our MC DJ.
Chiki. They will be representing here on the Muse Broadcasting. We be keeping it real as we lift in the moves. Yeah.
Well, did you want to share some inspirational things right now?
Oh my goodness.
I have something that a friend of mine wrote from Her name is Marianne Monroe. She's a teacher and a healer. And she first brought up the idea for me that all emotions are love. And she first brought that up to me when I took one of her classes a couple of years ago. And it wasn't until just like last month that really hit home for me. Like that the vibration of love is in every single emotion, even the ones that we consider negative. So I wanted to maybe paraphrase a little bit of what she said, or read some of her quotes here, if that's okay.
Yes. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Okay. So she had an important message about the negative emotions of fear, anger, loneliness, doubt, and explained a little bit better about how those things are actually love, maybe distorted versions of love. So she said, fear might say, when I'm afraid and helpless, I need rest and tenderness and support. And sometimes you don't feed me well. Sometimes you leave me in dark places where I can't see. I can be vulnerable with a sense of purpose. And anger might say, I've been put away, not listened to, and minimized for too long. You keep shutting me up and turning me off, and I'm tired of it. Do you hear me? I love me. Stop it. You're killing me inside. Embrace me. Hold me. Let me be whole. And loneliness might say, let it be okay sometimes that I cling to you when I can't find my own way. I know that I should find my own source, but aren't we all one? Can't you be here for me? Can you hold me? And can I fall apart in your arms and feel safe to lose myself in you? I desperately need to know how to love another person in this way, and I'm still learning. And doubt might say, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Yesterday I was so sure, today I'm completely lost. I need a hand to hold. Please open me to new ideas. I am completely open. Let love in. I have no idea what to do. So something or someone else has got to come through here. So these energies are vehicles into higher consciousness, into God, but you have to listen, you have to allow them in, you have to love them. So I found that very touching when I read that she had written that. Her name is Marianne Monroe, and she has a lot of wisdom in her, and I think that was the best way to describe how the vibration of love is in these distorted versions of love, which we consider to be negative emotions, and sometimes we're trying to push away. But there are emotions that need to be embraced more so they can turn more into the vibration of pure love, and instead of the vibration of the absence of love or the struggle with love. So I found that pretty clear on how to describe those emotions to actually be love when you really dig down into it. What did you get out of it?
I absolutely agree with her, the way you presented that, the format of talking with ourselves, because that's how that was presented.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking to that part of the angry self. It is very important that we take the time to have that inner dialogue with ourselves and understand that our angry self does have a voice, and it really is best that we listen to it and dialogue with it, and all of the others. And I also appreciate and agree that even in emotions that are horrific, where we feel like we're dying because the emotion is just so strong, and I know I have that. My moon's in Cancer, and I get, my emotions are very huge. But every emotion has its place, and we don't want to get stuck in an emotion. So dialoguing with that emotion and letting it express so it can have relief and then rejoin the land of the living without going, oh, that was a really bad emotion. I need to, not tell anybody or try to kill that because what would people think if I've got this really horrible emotion that's driving me to, you know, negative places in my mind, and the way to, very much like this piece that you just shared, it's beautiful, dialoguing with that self and allowing those emotions to have their expression so they can rejoin the land of the living. Really beautiful piece, Heather. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you to Marianne for writing that for us.
Yes, thank you, Marianne.
Oh no, I don't hear Katsura.
I had myself muted just in case you're
I hear you.
I really like the way she described each emotion and kind of understanding that emotion and giving and not saying because we have this emotion it's bad. It's good. It's okay to feel these emotions. That's a part of what's so amazing about being humans is that we have these. I mean, it's definitely important to be the masters, not let us let us be run by our emotions. But I really like the idea of how the emotions, how each emotion individually has so much that like gives to us. Like there's a reason we are feeling these, and it's okay that we are feeling these. And wow, it's just beautiful. I really, yeah, no, it's very gorgeous there. It's so good to be understanding, be okay, be easy on ourselves, no matter what we are experiencing, no matter what our emotions are, and be in tune with them. Really, when we are feeling something, really experience it, feel it all around, and understand why we are feeling this. And not try to get down on ourselves because maybe we feel alone, and for some reason feel that aloneness. And it's interesting. I've been talking with someone recently who has been expressing that feeling of being alone, and it makes me realize the levels of emotions that we experience. There's so many different extremities of them, and this is kind of a personal philosophy. If we're feeling something at the time, and it feels like we can't get out of it, maybe that's what she was talking about as far as the that emotion. I mean, I'm not sure here. That emotion taking control at that point, or just maybe speaking more loudly than our self, our higher self, and instead of letting ourselves be overrun by this, appreciating it and knowing though we are the masters. We are creating our reality, and with that, as we're feeling these different things, these different emotions, it's important to take that energy and somehow use it to our benefit. If we are angry about something, then use that anger to not be taken out in a hostile manner, but use that anger to fuel our passion for something else. Fuel our passion to create some kind of more beautiful reality. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna pretend I'm not angry. Everything's okay, and I'm gonna put a smile on, and it's all right." No, accept that and let it drive us. Let us drive us forward. If we are feeling sad or if we're feeling alone, somehow use that to our advantage. Take that wisdom we have gained from these emotions and let it serve us to our next. Oh, absolutely.
So I love that you're saying that. One question that always is presented to me, especially from other muses, is how do you do that? How do you not let your dark emotions just take over you, or do you let it take over you, or how do you deal with that? Like, what is your technique for doing what you're explaining right now?
What I personally do when I am feeling a certain kind of emotion, I try to make sense of it. I try to make sense of, okay, I am I am feeling sad right now. Why am I feeling sad? And then I think, okay, well, I feel like maybe I'm getting behind on tasks, or maybe my dog just passed away, or whatever it might be that's making me sad. Maybe sometimes I don't even know why I'm sad. I'm just sad. And so then that's when I try to make sense of these feelings and why they're coming to my way. And as I can make sense of why these emotions are so strong in me, then I can go on to understand them and be like, okay, well, right now there was just a massacre that took place. Of course, that's going to make me sad, and I'm coming to understand that this A just happened and it caused me to feel this way. It triggered something inside of me that maybe it brought up past feelings, past emotions of all this. And so now I understand that this just took place, and I understand this is why I'm feeling this way. And once I can understand that emotion, then I can work with it. I mean, it's not like instantly I understand, oh, this is why I'm sad. It's like, no, this is why I'm sad, and then the next is, how do I get over this sadness? Then it's like, okay, and what I do honestly when I'm starting to feel a little all over the place, and it's when I take time to, and sometimes that's when I do take the time to just um, sit and breathe, focus on my breathing, just really calm myself to a point in which it's not overtaken by this, and and from there, um, I guess try to be okay with it, be okay and understanding of it, and from there bring in those things that bring me the joy, bring me back to my blissful state. And then whether it be, and then after taking that moment to just breathe, center myself, remember, and sometimes I don't do this as much. Maybe I should do it more often, actually, now that I think about it. But before, I used to just repeat, like you said, love. I would just repeat love, 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 and I would say it until I really felt it, until I wasn't just saying it anymore, but I felt love, and I felt the feelings and emotions that come with that. And so I would just repeat that. If I was with a bunch of people and I felt uncomfortable saying out loud, then I would just say it in my head continuously until eventually I I, I wasn't just saying this, but I was actually feeling it. And just remembering sometimes I am love, we are love, loving. Sometimes there's this meditation I really like, Ho'oponopono, in which it's, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And just repeating that multiple times in those thoughts. And I think the words we say carry so many vibrations, and so important to say, even if we're just saying something at first, just do it until slowly that becomes how we are. That becomes a part of us. We truly feel it. We truly capture it.
Thank you.
Wonderful points. Very
Yeah,
good.
thanks. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, if anyone has the opportunity, you should try it. Maybe like one of your favorite things you want a little bit more of, just say it repeatedly. Um,
Yeah, I really like that you brought up the breathing, the actual breathing, something that a lot of people actually are doing improperly in the first place. But yeah, when in the grips of emotion, the deep breathing, the yoga breathing, the deep breathing and exhaling, our body is a very complex ecosystem. And emotions, you had said earlier about how we don't want to let emotions run us. We hear a lot of that these days. Don't be emotionally driven, don't be emotionally run. And when things get talked, when sayings come out like that, after a while they hit this point of almost a negative nulling of what the original message was. Um, we have to feel our emotions. We have to, because to deny them, they lodge in our flesh, right, in our cellular structure. So to allow the emotion and that's important
Um,
emotion therapeutic work. Yeah, is identifying. So that feeling can be, we'll say, validated within ourselves and go, oh yeah. And then the breathing, and no, we absolutely mustn't get stuck for long periods of time in these emotions. That's not healthy. And the way, Katsura, you described about breathing through and then doing a mantra or chant or saying or humming, moving it, and then getting back into the space of, I'll say, the I am whole. Yeah, good points. Good points.
Yeah, I really appreciate that the both of you brought up the moving of the energy intentionally and also the breathing, because that's exactly my technique as well. When I talk to people about it, there's physical, emotional, and spiritual, and they affect one another. And so if you're working with the physical body, you're automatically working with the emotional or spiritual body. So that's one of the reasons why I'm interested in sacred dance, and especially five rhythms dance, because this philosophy that I've been working with for the past year is about moving emotional energy through your body with intention, with energy work, and with physical body movement. And of course, breath is going along with your physical body movement. I've done meditations where there was yoga breath that was used, or tantric breath that was used, and that definitely works for me, but not long term. I can sustain the breathing in a longer period of time if I'm actually doing something with my body that's very enjoyable to me, and I love dancing, and so that's why I've taken on dancing as a way to entrain my emotional energy and my breath together with my spirituality and my physicality. And so that's another way is body movement and with the breath. Yeah.
That is, I agree with you 100%. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I'm curious, what's sacred dance like in the five rhythms?
So the five rhythms dance, you I don't know if either of you know more about it than I do, because I just found out about it myself. And I've only read a little bit about it. It was created by Gabrielle Roth. And so I'm going to embody it and experience it for the first time tonight, actually. So maybe next time I can explain five rhythms dance better. I've actually coined the term sacred dance because what I do feels very sacred. And for me, my dance is my spirituality at this point in my life. And so sacred dance is using the spiritual body and the emotional body and the physical body for creating some sort of experience. And the experiences that I like to work with are the emotions and the varieties of joy, love, and vitality. And so with those together, it's something that I create in myself, and I lead other people through experiencing or bringing more of into their life or into their energetic body. So that's what sacred dance is to me. It could be that people all over the world are using the term sacred dance and it means something different to other people. That's how I'm practicing it.
Cool.
I agree with putting the word sacred onto dance. I've been a dancer for a long time, and it is sacred. I think anything that we do with all of our bodies, mind, emotion, soul, spirit, just all of our bodies, and we're doing it in a whole, I'm going to use the word whole fashion, honoring all parts of us and our high, all the way up to our higher selves. It's connected to everybody. I like the word sacred. I also agree that when I dance, there's so whatever I am feeling in my world, we'll say, when I go to the sacred fire, or if I go to a club to dance, and making my own space in that environment, I almost am always flowing with the entire self, and the self is sacred. Self is sacred. And Heather, what you're talking about is really, I think that it's something that more and more people would do well to understand in words, that when they're dancing, that they are moving their energy. And I don't just mean the energy of the dance, but everything that's within us. And in that moment where you're dancing away, and then all of a sudden your heart goes, ah, and you feel a pain, an emotion that you had felt yesterday or a year ago, or you remember, the people that died yesterday, and while you're dancing, and then it's all of a sudden, oh, ow, ow, ow. That is such an incredible opportunity to move that energy, not just out of us, but in a healing for, talking about the people that died yesterday. So here we are dancing, and all of a sudden, and allowing that universal energy to come through us to bring that healing, not just to ourselves, of course, but out.
Yeah.
More, this is something very important. I don't want to generalize, because generalizing doesn't do anybody any favors, but we're all very used to, what do I get? I dance, so what do I get? And it's very important that we begin to understand as people that we are always putting out, even when we're getting, that we are a circuit that is a circle going in and out. So we are putting out. So while we're doing our dance and our sacred dance, we have the ability to heal with our energy fields going out in this wave, and that it's all very, very real. People, I believe, in society in general are beginning to understand through the media and different things that we are energetic beings, and that it's no surprise that you think of somebody and the phone rings, because there was an energetic connection. So people are more and more aware. And so the encouragement of people while they're dancing, I might go up to somebody and say, shower that beautiful energy onto your child. Your child's at home and you're here. Shower that energy, and they light up when they understand that they can use this, and I'll call it sacred energy, sacred dancing, like you do, Heather, that they can do something with it. Very exciting.
Yeah, there's something about the moving, the dancing, and when we are at those points of really truly releasing and expressing and letting expressing our emotions. There's more ways than just expressing emotions through words. We express our emotions through the way we move, our body language. And I like, once again, the sacred dance. That's really, really nice. Because I know, like, dance can be a form of meditation, in which are just so almost like taken over by the beautiful sounds that the body just can't stop moving. It just keeps flowing and going, and it's a very special, it's a very intimate thing. Dance is something very, very close, very intimate. It's a time of, I see dance as that time of, like, really letting the soul be free to express itself, be free to just kind of let loose, and not be constrained within these bodies at times. Although we still are, and so we're still dancing, and we're showing it through that. Yeah, yeah, it is something so sacred and beautiful. Which I guess um, it kind of brings me to this next question. In I just thought of like I was wondering, dance, like talk a little bit about the movement we're a part of right now, and for creating this growth, this more sustainable future, and dance and the way it kind of intermixes with that and a part of it, and how I don't know, like can we dance? Like, do you think like how much do you think like dance really affects the ripples and the waves and the movements? Because I mean, I've always thought about how definitely thoughts, every thought has an effect. But what about movement? I've never even really thought about that before. That's um, cool. Like I guess that makes me think like now I need to be more conscious about my movements and keeping them like, not necessarily like thinking how I move and all of a sudden I'm over like trying too hard, but just being in the soft in that and the presentation of self through that.
Right, right, and not getting caught up, like you said, out, oh, how am I moving? It's more what's happening on the inside that's creating you to move like that. And Heather, I have a question that I may know the answer, but um, it's very easy to go to a dance club, we'll say, or a street party, and there's somebody dancing away, and you can tell that they have some anger, and so they're just dancing that anger out, okay, which is good. How would you, like, if that person came up to you and said, and you'd been watching them, and you could tell that they were dancing their rage out, and if they came up to you, how would you propose to them to refill themselves after they just expended all of this rageful energy out and they're exhausted, which is good, but they have to be filled back up? What would you say to that?
So the only way I can explain it is to offer an explanation of how I experience it, and maybe coach them through finding their own experience.
Of course, of course.
But the way that I experience it now, and this is one of the reasons why it's very sacred to me whenever I start a sacred dance, is because I'm very aware of my chakras, and I work with my chakras a lot, especially even my crown chakra and my root chakra. So before I start a dance, I connect my root chakra deep into the earth so that I feel my roots connected to the roots in the earth. And I connect my crown chakra deep into the ethers, into source energy. And so when I start my sacred dance, I'm already connected to that circuit where I'm able to release and receive at the same time. So then I let all of my emotions come up. My emotions are moving my body, first of all. And so then I can feel where I'm dancing from, which chakra I'm dancing from, if it's my sacral chakra or my root chakra, where is it coming from? And then I can tell what emotion is there, and I can usually pinpoint what the emotion was triggered by, or where it was stored up from, or what needs to be released. So I embody that emotion, that chakra. I let it permeate my being, like the person that you saw, like you say, you would have seen dancing their anger out. I let that permeate myself. I become the emotion. But because I'm also connected to the earth and the universe, and allowing the flow to be in me, releasing and receiving, then when all that energy comes up, it bubbles up, then it can be easily washed through me as more light is being washed into me. That's the best way that I can describe it.
Yes, I agree. It's very important to get connected into the earth and then up, to however you want to say that, get up to our I don't remember the name of it, but yes, beginning by being grounded, rooting down, and then reaching up to our higher selves is
Yes.
absolutely
Yes.
the most productive way. Because then, as we've danced and we're connected and anchored to the earth, and we might expend, these different emotions, we're also drawing down from our higher selves, the collective, God self, whatever you want to call it, and that is the filling. So it's a current that's naturally happening.
Yeah, thank you for asking that.
You're welcome.
Oh, you have your microphone on mute.
I really like that, the connecting fully with all of our chakras and alignment with the earth and the universe. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Um, I guess it would be kind of cool then to talk a little bit then more on the movement, this movement we're in, and and within this movement, I would kind of like to even breach upon this new paradigm, that we're in. I think that's all a part of this movement that we are that we are involved in right now, and with that, I guess just a little bit. I guess since this is the first time, maybe we can talk about what it means to us, what this paradigm, what this movement that we are in right now, what it represents into our lives and what it brings us, and maybe even talk about some of our hopes and dreams for the future and what we would like to see and how we can slowly how we are manifesting it, how we are creating that right now, and because it's definitely been a really interesting times. I mean, everyone knows like the 2012 is going to be this big event, and I personally still see it as a huge event. I kind of think it gets like downplayed. People were like, "Oh, there weren't any natural disasters, and nothing exploded, and everything just happened, and everything's the same." And I feel like it doesn't get the like afterwards. Now that we've experienced 2012, I feel like it doesn't in this time that we're in right now. It doesn't quite get the like I don't know. It feels like there's this big build up, and all of a sudden like. It wasn't anything, and at least that's what I'm getting from people. And I personally I want to appreciate like the times we are living in right now, because I believe like we are very fortunate to be here and to have this time to share with this stage of the earth cycle, and what's taking place there. And I think it's something that is very special and something to treasure. And I want to use the word sacred again. I like that so much. How about you guys? Like, what have been your experiences with this time period, coming in, and kind of like insights from then and where we're at now?
Well, for me,
Heather.
Okay, for me, it's really important for me to be a muse in the 21st century, because we're at a point in time, as we've been discussing, where people are very powerful and are creating and manifesting our new world, the world that we live in. And because now we have the consciousness available to know what we're doing, we can consciously create. And with all of there's always two sides of the coin. There's always light and dark. I don't see one better than the other. I think that they're equal forces, and I think that they're both necessary in order to keep everything in balance. in order to move us forward in the way that we want to manifest, I think it's important to give people the tools to be able to plug into inspiration, to be inspired at will whenever they want to be, and to have the empowerment to do that for themselves and others in what they're creating. Now that the consciousness has come about and they know that they're creating what they're experiencing, now it's time for people to have the tools to create even better, or create in a way that they want to instead of a way that they don't want to. And that's what I think is the role of the Muse in the 21st century, is to help everyone be able to move forward in this more positive manner so that they can be empowered.
I really appreciate what you just said, Heather, about being a muse in the 21st century. One of the things, I guess I've always been a person who lights other people's candles. I've noticed that about myself, and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm helping them light their light. And then I had, kind of stepped out for a while because I had some stuff going on and I was kind of down. And now as I'm plugging back into even going into the grocery store and standing around all the people that are just kind of numb, being sure to make eye contact with them, smiling, saying hello to them first, very simple things. But the responses, as I allow them to make eye contact, is very, very huge. Because, of course, when I make eye contact, it is with very unconditional love, because at my age I have cultivated that. I feel that's who I've always been, and then as I've aged, it's just very natural for me now. So musing people, and while you were speaking, I thought of something that people almost need permission these days. With all the different weirdness that's happened in our society with words and slogans and this and that, I find that I'll hear somebody say something where they're kind of saying, well, I shouldn't really do that because. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you feel that, you like that feels right, and basically I give them permission. Not that I'm the authority on permission, but it's more of a subtle thing. And once they see that they've got permission by somebody to jump up and down and sing hallelujah on the street, where they thought that, oh, they probably shouldn't do that, and then all of a sudden here's somebody that says, yes, I give you permission to do that, but not really like that. The freedom, yeah, we are walking muses. Thank you.
I love that. We are walking muses. Maybe that should be our mantra.
Yeah. Oh, or even dancing muses.
Yeah.
One thing also, you guys were talking that I was thinking, and this was actually in recent conversation with Ali, and we're talking about everything that's going on right now, and just sometimes we want things to just happen fast and just instantly, and definitely the more of us that get on that same wavelength and through these same kind of understandings and these energy, and we're kind of really more connected, and I even want to almost say like telepathically connected. So the more like this continues to take place, it will happen faster and it'll be more quickly. But at the same time, right now, it's so important to remember patience. It's patience, and it's okay, and appreciating where we're at now, being so present, being fully here, bringing in as much of the energy as we can, and and grounding it, bringing this energy, um, and keeping it strong, letting it be be the most powerful. And by this energy, I'm literally like speaking of, it can be a higher energy as that we bring down. That's in the universe. There's so much that's being recycled and rotated about, and right now it's a matter of gathering the good, gathering the beauty, gathering the love, that which is filling to us. And
Something that you just spoke about, something you just spoke about grounding the energies. Another way to look at it is anchoring. You know, we are very much anchors. You know, we, as Heather spoke, we want to ground ourselves, roots down into the earth, um, and anchoring. Katsura, I've heard you a couple times now over some period of time now talk about this 2012 phenomena, okay? Um, that there was all those movies made about it, there was fear spun about it, so many people expected, you know, the earth to tilt and all these crazy things, okay? And so now here we are, um, that that letdown, and that's not really the right word of, oh, nothing great big happened. But the fact of the matter is, great big things did happen. They were just, the concepts were covered up by the fear spinners. Oh, the earth is going to blow up, the aliens are going to come down and eat us alive, whatever people thought, okay? The truth is, astrologically or astronomically, our galaxy and planetary system, what we're still in it, because nothing just really ever happens in a moment of time other than the 8 minutes that this that the moon is full. A lot of times these happenings really are only 8 minutes, and the energy that did come down through this particular alignment on December 21st that did only happen for 8 minutes, just like the full moon, is still, you know, we're getting on the outer cusp of it. But that particular energy was raw, creative, and I'm going to use the word God source, okay? Because it was raw. It was like, I saw it as an infusion of fresh, raw energy. And within that energy, there was no duality. There was no right or wrong that came down with that. We just got refilled with like brand new energy source or extended, you know, whatever. So as I hear people, and Katsura, you seem, of course, you know, you're young, and there's a lot of you know, young people that you're exposed to that are still like, well, nothing happened, well, what the hell was that all about? The fact is, something did happen. An enormous amount of raw, pure creative energy came through, and we want to anchor that. Ground it, yes, but anchor it first. And really quickly, another idea on that topic is like the love energy, we say. Something that we all can do very simply is each day take a few moments and imagine that love energy coming down like acupressure points into the earth. Just like how a needle goes into us for acupuncture, okay? That we can have, look, we can do acupuncture in and on the earth with either that raw creative energy that just came down or love energy, whatever you want to call it, the violet color of transmutation is all around us. If you can kind of go into a slight meditative state and kind of fuzz your eyes out when you're outside, you'll see the violet. It's all over. So yeah, anchoring, acupuncturing, grounding, and poo-pooing away all of that crazy that the earth was going to end. We got infused with brand new. So there.
yeah, I think there's a lot of I guess, inner changes, inner growth, inner anchoring to bring down the ground. a lot of I think I personally a lot of inner change that took place. That inner and the inner work is exteriorly changing as well, which is huge. I think, you know, as we heal, so will the earth. But first, we need to focus on our inner healing. We can't heal outside sources. We can't heal others if we still need healing ourselves. And a lot of that has been right now that energy is in our favor to bring about that healing, which I'm not actually kind of brought me to the subject of the astrology aspect with the healing. I'm not. I've been kind of keeping up a little bit, but one of the main things that I've noticed, read recently, is the Pluto retrograde. And in the Pluto retrograde, it offers that time of wounds, past pains, kind of surfacing up. And as these are surfacing up, this is the time in which we can really allow them this time to heal, to fully heal, and we can help that to be use that energy to let ourselves heal. And as we heal, so will the rest. But we gotta be strong in that, definitely.
Yeah, thank you both for saying that, and especially Ayla, the idea of acupuncture and acupressure into the earth. I've been recently just starting a new meditation where I'm just flowing love into my body, into myself, and I feel it also go out to people that I am connected to with my heart chakra, my solar plexus, and I give and receive energy from each of these people, and just knowing that made it very important to me to make sure that I'm feeding even more love into myself than I was before, and specifically concentrating on that for a period of time every day. And I really like what you said about putting it into the earth, and I do that on occasion, but I haven't had that included in my meditation practices, and I think it really goes well with this love meditation that I've been doing, and making sure that it doesn't just go in and out of me, but it also goes down through me and into the earth. So thank you for saying that. That's really inspiring to me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
And I think that that's a good way to begin the healing process for any of the terrorism or any of the wars or any of the pains that we're feeling as a country or as humanity, because all of that's already going into the earth. And since whether or not we recognize it or use it, we are connected to the earth's energy. And so if we're in pain and we're not using the energy consciously, then we're just pumping it into the earth. But we're also taking energy from the earth. So I know that all of us across the planet are feeling the pain of what happened in Boston with the bombing. And I think that it's important for us to not only experience taking that in, but also to experience feeding love back into that, so the people who are directly affected by that can receive healing from the earth.
Exactly. And I just want to say too, something that's been brought to my awareness for a little while now, the idea that we can't heal until we're healed. There's something a little bit off about that, because what I've witnessed and experienced, you know, as I run all these different thoughts through my mind and just watch people, that we can get stuck into a pattern where we think that we need to be healed every single day, that our whole mission is to be healed. And next thing, 20 years has gone by, and it's like, well, I'm not healing anybody because I'm not healed yet. There's something askew with that idea that we have to be healed first before we can heal. Definitely we need to be filled. I'll use the word filled. A very good idea to heal our auras from the rips and tears, so we're not just, you know, leaking pots. But what Heather just said, we don't have to be fully healed of our physical or psychological or spiritual wounds to be able to not only absorb a little bit of the pain and then give it to either the earth or the sky, however people do that, but then to send out the wave of healing, because you find that intent in your heart of that love energy that you would send out. It's there. It doesn't have to be healed. It's already there. And that is kind of how it's done. Is just by through intention, going, oh, I'm going to send some calming energy. I personally, when this happened yesterday, went into meditation, got completely overwhelmed by the people's energy who went into fear mode that 9/11 was happening again. It was almost debilitating. So I did what I do, and I breathed and recognized this isn't me, it's everybody else. That's fine. I'm okay. And then immediately began transmitting calmness to anybody that would listen. And we never know who's really hearing. You know, they might just think that it's a thought that came in their head, but it could have been transmitted out of our head, you know, kind of like Anastasia up in Russia.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, your microphone.
I remember that. Thank you. On the topic of healing, I guess that's the thing is we constantly we're healed. We're constantly we heal ourselves, and then we just realize there's even, I guess, that room for growth, room for even more healing, and just more evolving through the stages, and all going through that route, and remember, and I guess that's another little spot there on the appreciating where we are once again right now, because even though like we realize, wow, if there's this I can take care of a little bit more, but if we look back, it's like, wow, look at all this that I have overcome in my own, that I have healed at this stage, and that
Yes.
I have been able to just nourish, and these different seeds have grown, and now we're ready to either share new ones or just keep them growing, and then these other ones that are coming up, we can continuously heal them as well. But and I guess this is that cycle you're talking about, the going in and out constantly, that ebb and flow, and the brings back to the point of staying so in tune with all of our chakras. I like that. Totally.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels, it's good. It feels good to be healed.
Yes.
Good to remember that we are, too, at the same time. We are, and then we still are continuing.
Yeah, I feel like healing is a process of evolution, and because the definition of healing is coming back to your whole state, your whole and healthy state. And I think that we've been in that process for eons, and we're still continuing in that process of being in our whole and healthy state as ascended beings, as our higher self, as fulfilling our potential as human beings. And so I really do appreciate the equivalence between healing and evolution.
Totally. Got a lot. Oh, yeah, and I am still kind of thinking like Ayla and the talking and the meditation and helping out others in Boston, and when that came in, and it reminded me of the importance with that of being aware that this is taking place, and having compassion and empathy, but not letting it get us down so much, and It's so good to hear about the meditation afterwards, to take this in and understand that it isn't us. We don't need to be overtaken by this sorrow that has happened. We don't need to be overtaken by this pain and let it to bring us down, but instead, the best we can do, and it is a lot to keep our energy up, and keep our thoughts positive, and send out as much of the love vibrations that we can, the healing vibrations. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we don't want to allow, like when I laid on my bed last night and went to feel as many people as I could feel and got overwhelmed, much like you said in the beginning, Katsura, about when you're feeling something, asking yourself, oh, where's that coming from? So I was completely aware, of course, that it triggered my concern. Oh, crap, what if there's going to be a bigger bomb let off? I had to go there. And then it's like, all right, just stop with myself, okay? And then the thing that I was sad about last night was, even after I spent quite a bit of time working with, and I'm going to call it the collective energy of the people that felt really scared and hopeless, like it was happening again. We really don't have to let that weigh us down permanently. I mean, for me to go there and even weep and cry about it, and it wasn't even my emotions, is really helping release everybody else's, because we are connected. So yeah, for us to feel it and acknowledge our feelings about it is very important. One of my concerns with some of the clippy little teachings of, oh, everything happens the way it's supposed to, okay, now I'm just going to forget about that and move on. Okay, there's a little bit of a disservice that's happened that allows us to just go, oh, well, and move on. I'm not going to get down by that. That's their problem. That's not the solution either. I mean, there's 6 billion of us, so there's 6 billion different ways. But just because we feel something and spend time with it, and it's very yucky feeling, for me personally, yesterday, I had quite a few people who were trying to call me because they're connected and they could feel that I was like, rah. But what they didn't understand was it wasn't me. I was doing work and I couldn't pick up the phone because they wanted to tell me, oh, don't let that get you down. Live in the now. It's like, well, I am living in the now and I'm not down. They are. And I'm doing this work right now. And but the problem is, watching that TV again and again and again and again, hearing those announcers, there are things that really can drive that into us to where we energetically are flattened out on the ground. So we have to learn to step away from that and go, okay, get in our I am self and carry on, feel it and carry on, as with all of our feelings.
Yeah. Yes, yes, absolutely. Good point. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Mrs. I guess this comes to like a little bit of personal project and what we're trying to do, and for situations like this, have set up pavilions that can be available for this, for times like this. Get together, gather healers energy workers, politicians, and continuously unite through this, and then keeping prepared for anything and everything, and being ready to know that anything can happen at any time, but we will keep our energy high, and we will keep our spirits strong, and be ready to face anything that comes our way, and offer support to one another. And it just is so good to be here with you ladies tonight, and feel those bonds growing, and having that opportunity for it to expand and continuously grow, and we can at these times not feel separated, or feel like all hope is lost, but keep keep our will strong. Keep our will strong. Definitely.
Yes, and Katzer, you have such an amazing vision for preparation. Like you use that word, preparation. Not in the sense that, oh, we're going to prepare and then draw that energy. The fact of the matter is, things here in the United States are going crazy all over the place, and they're really, I'm going to say, there are not enough resources by the officials available to us. And so this whole mission, and Katzer, your vision of preparation, being ready to be on call for anything, and having a medical kit in your car. Good practice, because you never know.
Yeah.
So all this born out of the poem story that Heather shared from her friend. Yeah.
And even before we close, I was thinking that it would be good to hear again, but I was like, I can just go back and watch this. That's beautiful, which I will. It was so gorgeous.
Oh, I will too.
Yeah. So originally talked about being around 90 minutes. We're approaching that time. I don't want to cut too shortly, or that's one thing. While there is organization, I don't want things to be overly organized and where it feels like it can't be as flowing. I'm wondering, is there anything else that would be really good to kind of bring up, or share and talk about on the mind or heart? Express the heart. If not, we can. If so, go ahead.
I was just thinking that I would like to share just a short thing that Emily Dickinson said. I have it on my wall, and it's just dwell in possibilities. And I use that as part of my meditation every day.
Oh, simple and potent. Dwell in possibilities. I love that.
Dwell in possibilities. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Beautiful.
Do we want to, with the three of us here, facilitate a moment of silence for everybody worldwide who has been affected, not only with the sorrow of losing people, but the fear that got triggered yesterday in Boston?
I would like to. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. fear shall not prevail.
Strength be with everybody. You're not alone. You're together as one.
We are alive.
Humanity joined as one.
And full of love. Love and full of love. Dwelling in possibilities.
Yes. Dwelling in possibilities.
Hope. Hope. So for all you women out there who are muses and artists and musicians and dancers, we really would love to have you on. I don't think there's any big commitment here. Cutsar and I've talked about. We don't need people to feel committed, but we really, you out there in the audience, we invite you to please come and be a part of this Muse gathering.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yes, as much insights and different viewpoints and hopes and aspirations to share an inspiration would be so, so awesome. Please do join us.
We need each other.
We're here for each other. Totally.
And all the gentlemen that are watching, you know, getting touched by us as women muses is very important. So yes, all you listening, we all have something to share, and it touches everybody. So please bring your gifts.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and so I think maybe like for next time, if you're able to join, Heather, it would be awesome to hear about the dance.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm thinking I would definitely like to have some poetry also to share. Would be great. Maybe we can all bring something to us that kind of like you're able to share today. We can have something new to share that brings us that inspiration, that hope, and how to more express, truly express and show that, and maybe for the next time.
Yes, as we muse all of our listeners.
Yes.
Yes.
As we inspire one another.
Yes.
How we be inspired.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. This has been awesome. So, cool.
Thank you both, and thank you to our listeners for being here today.
Thank you. I look forward to much, much more.
Good.
Same here. So much love. This is so much love. Thank you. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Namaste.
Blessed be.
Mwah.